Well, good morning. It is August 9th, day 92 on the trail for me, and there's only one plan today. Climb a mountain. You want to say hi?
Hi! Yay, ready to hike Katahdin.
It's right now it is cool and a bit breezy. And we're walking past campers. Maybe I should be a little quieter. But it is we got some steep stuff ahead of us, and some rocky terrain, but it can't be any worse than some of the stuff we've already seen. We're hoping the weather holds out for a few hours. Cloudy is fine, but I really don't want to have to take the picture at the sign in the rain, but we'll see what happens. As always, if I see anything interesting, I will grab a picture or some video. But for now, here's what the trail looks like. Alright, so this is Katahdin Stream Falls. What we saw earlier was probably a lower falls. This is the actual falls. A little obscured by the trees. Tableland, sort of a flatter area, ridge walk. We still have some more to climb before we actually stop. It is cold, wet, and windy. So my buddy Jeremy and his brother TJ like to go on adventures. TJ hiked Katahdin just a few weeks ago and hopefully left me a present. All right, we are off the peak. My phone, for some strange reason, locked me out. I'm at the top. I'm at Baxter Peak, Katahdin, and my phone locked me out. Fortunately, Virio's phone was working just fine, so we were able to get our pictures up there. But it was rough. I mean, 50 mile an hour? You think? It was windy. I mean, and raining and cold and miserable, and yeah, lots of fun up there. But we took the A-ball trail down. So we went up the Hunt Trail, that's the AT, and we took the A-ball trail down, which is basically a rock slide. And so that was a fun challenge, but it wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, the stones are really, most of the stone was really grippy, and that sort of sand pebble sand kind of texture to it, and so there were a couple of tricky spots, but otherwise it was just being patient. So we are on our way back down now. I think we're through the worst of it, or else I wouldn't be able to take this video. We're below tree line again, which is nice. You know, it gives us a little bit more protection from the wind. Just getting back into the park, and then we got to figure out what we're doing from there. This trail gets us out 2 miles from where we started this morning. So we're gonna say, are we gonna hike those 2 miles back to our stuff and get in some dry clothes? I don't know. We'll see. And then we've got to either hitch out of the park or wait for a shuttle. There's a shuttle that's going to pick us up at around 4 o'clock. But if we can get a hitch earlier into town, that makes life a little bit easier. Get all that stuff done that we need to. Showers, laundry, that kind of stuff. Then I'm gonna go out. And I want some good food and a few beers and some celebration. And then leave Millinockett tomorrow and get back to DC. All right, so for now, here's what the trail looks like. I think this is actually a fairly new trail because I remember somebody saying that part of the, I said that the A-ball trail was basically a rock slide. I heard that part of the rock slide actually destabilized, so they had to reroute the trail, and I think this is actually fairly new trail. Probably within the past 1 or 2 years, it was blazed.
Nice job, buddy.
It wasn't, I mean, it was tough, but not that bad, not that bad.
What you
Good
think?
job. Congratulations.
Huh? Congratulations.
Video?
Yeah, you're on video. All the wet rats underneath the shelter.
All right, so we made it out of the A-ball trail and met up with everybody. Wolfman and Radioactive and Captain Blaze were there. Wolfman's son Connor and his wife Becky came to pick him up, and there was enough room in the vehicle to get Virio and I out of the park as well. So we're all headed to the 100 Mile Wilderness Inn in Millinockett. So we are warming up because it was still cold and rainy. All right, anyone want to say hi? Howdy. Hello.
Congratulations, Gator.
Yeah, good job, Gator. Hey, what about Connor? Connor, say hey. All right, there's Becky. She's driving. She won't turn around and say hi. That's okay. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, so it was a fun-filled day. It was cold and wet and windy, but we all climbed Katahdin. All right, see you in a bit. So I'm at the 100 Mile Wilderness Inn in Millinockett, and I got everything figured out for the day. It looks like I'm going to be taking a bus from Bangor to Boston, and then a train from Boston to DC. And then my buddy Matt's going to pick me up in DC. got to tell him that I'm going to Union Station rather than Dulles, because that's what my initial thought was. But I got a big surprise at Baxter, the state park. So I get back, we get back, and this is, before we were in the car. I took a short video in the car, but before that, I get to where we dropped off all of our gear in the morning, so we were able to slack pack up the mountain. And Wolfman comes out with this bag, and he says, "Hey, this was in the ranger station for you." I'm like, what? Why would there be something in the ranger station for me? And then I go and find my bag, and there's a note on my bag that says, "Please see the ranger." Well, my friend Stevie Wander evidently came by and left something for me at the ranger station. She left me a 4-pack of beer, Allagash Hop Reach IPA, and so I'm gonna enjoy one of these with dinner. Unfortunately, there was a note here for that was for Gator and Sully. Sully, I think, is gone. He summited a day before us. He summited yesterday, and I asked around to other people that were here, and Sully left Millinockett. So I did share one with, gave one to Vireo, and a couple others to Radioactive and to Wolfman. But I'm going to enjoy this one with my dinner tonight, and Wolfman, his wife, came to pick him up, and they said, "We're having lobster for dinner." So I'm like, okay, I'm having lobster for dinner, and I haven't had lobster in years, and I've had now lobster. I'm gonna have lobster twice here in Maine, so. There's going to be lots of thanks to go around tonight during my last video. But yeah, thank you, Stevie. I'm so glad that we met back in Pennsylvania, and that we saw each other a couple other times in New Hampshire and in Maine. So I really appreciate it, and you know what? It's my favorite beer, because it was one I didn't have to pay for. All right, I'll see you again in a bit. All right, so it's pretty late. It's almost 10 o'clock, and so I had set up I had a plan to get to Bangor and then get on a bus, get into Boston, get on a train to DC, but it was reliant on getting to Bangor, and Wolfman and his wife and son came up to greet him on the finish, and his son actually hiked with him today. They were going to drive me to Bangor and drop me off at the bus station, and I was going to get on the bus. Well, they canceled their flights because of this weather system that's coming through. And so they had to refigure that out, and so they were no longer able to get me to Bangor. Well, Captain Blaze, his wife, also came up to meet him, and they were driving back down tomorrow he lives in western Massachusetts, actually pretty much on Greylock, on Mount Greylock. And so he's like, "We can get you there." So I've still got a ride to Bangor. That's going to work out. Just not the ride I was expecting. And everything's going to be okay, I think. So that's pretty much it for Maine. In the bunkhouse at the 100 Mile Wilderness Inn, and gonna try and get some sleep. Got to be up early in the morning because we got to leave at like 5:30 so I can make my 7 o'clock bus. And I've still got to put my pack together because I undid everything so I could slack pack this morning. I was expecting to do that about an hour and a half ago, but things changed. So I'm going to do that. So let's see. I guess, big thanks to, actually, let's see. I'm going to thank Wolfman's parents, whom I've never met, but they're the ones who paid for the lobsters that we had for dinner tonight. And a couple of us added in a little bit extra for macaroni and macaroni salad and some extra beers and stuff. But thank you to Wolfman's parents for providing that. It was a great treat after today's hike. All right. So as always, before that. So here's what's happening over the next few days. I'm going to travel tomorrow, meet up with my friend Matt, who lives in the DC area, and he's going to put me up for a couple nights. And then he's going to drive me back out to Harper's Ferry. I guess that'll be Monday. And then I'm going to start hiking south. So I'm only going to really take 1 day off, well, 2 days off. A travel day and then a 0 day. And then get back on the trail and start hiking south. So I'm not gonna rest too much. I'm gonna keep my legs going and see what the southern portion of the trail has to offer. All right, but this Maine has been amazing. There's been some really tough parts, but some real beauty. That 100-mile wilderness was something else. I hope some of you have a chance to experience that once in your life. As always, if you've stuck through to the end, I appreciate it. And I will see you again soon on the trail.